family, I am back with my 2-month lock update. I will be bringing you these videos on the 21st of every month because I put this new set of interlocks in on October 21st. So let me let you look at what I'm working with. There's lots of budding happening. I have buds happening on every single lock except this back row lock back here where my hair is very silky and very fine, and I'm not sure if the texture is why I don't have budding back here or if it's just because I don't have a lot of shedding back here. I don't know that I want to try to act like I'm gonna describe the whole scientific process of how locks form, but I do think the accumulation of a lot of shed hair has a lot to do with all the budding that is going on. And if you don't know what budding is, what'll end up happening is you'll feel like a significant amount of hair that's almost like a little bundle that can form. And for me, all the buds are kind of like near my root, and it's significantly thicker. It's significantly thicker. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera. It's significantly thicker and more packed down than along the rest of the strand of the lock. And then you'll note, I've noticed last time around with my first set of locks that I would also have buds along the length of the lock. And I like to think of it as the lock filling out. The lock filling out to the thickness that it's going to be. So, I think this bud right here that I'm feeling, I don't know how to make it more visible to you guys, this section right here, I think that's a fair indication of how thick this lock is going to be if past experience is any indication. And so I'm really excited about that because what the buds mean for me is wherever there's a bud, I know that I could wash my hair as much as I want and it's not going to unravel. So the biggest change for me this month is that I have stopped using the stocking cap that I was using in order to prevent unraveling when I wash my hair. The main reason I stopped using it, because I could probably still use it for this back row, even though I washed my hair today and nothing unraveled. So I think I'm safe. But I stopped using it because no matter how much I rinsed, I still noticed buildup, and it was in the form of, after my hair was completely dry, I would see dusty dusty patches of product in my hair. And I'm only using shampoo, so it's the shampoo that I diluted that over time is not rinsing out enough. And buildup is something that I take very seriously. I noticed for me in the past, when I had buildup, it took my hair longer to dry. And I have read that buildup can lead to mildew. And so my son, when he came home from college, I was looking in his locks and I noticed a lot of buildup. So make sure you check back on Saturday because I will be doing a baking soda vinegar rinse in his hair to try to get all of that buildup out. And so we'll see whether or not that's going to be a pass or a fail for that. So come back on Saturday at 8 p.m. for that video. But I'm happy, you guys. I'm really happy. Another thing I noticed is that I don't have shrinkage anymore. Right now my hair is damp, almost completely dry, but it won't shrink any more than this. My hair doesn't shrink anymore. It pretty much stays this length all of the time, and I'm really excited about that because I know before with the shrinkage, it kind of contributed to bunching in my locks before, which is why for some methods, like I think for sister locks, they recommend banding your hair when you wash it to kind of minimize all that shrinkage so that you won't have to deal with as much bunching. But because my locks are so short, I feel like they shrunk down to this length, and since I don't manipulate them or anything like that, they have just stayed shrunken. And now, there's no stretch. I can pull as much as I want. It just stays this same length. So I'll be watching it but I'm thinking that I'm not gonna have to deal with bunching. And that was another reason why I decided to just go ahead and lock my hair while it was short, because I wanted this magic to happen as quickly as possible, and I wanted to avoid the bunching. Now, the process is going a lot faster. Like the way my locks look right now, aside from the budding that would probably be, I probably had more budding along the length of my locks. The first time around, I think I was about 9 months to a year in before my hair actually looked like this. With the braid locks, you could still look at my hair and see the braid pattern. And right now, I guess if you look really closely at the interlock, you can see that there's something going on, but it doesn't look like a braid. And they're a lot rounder. They're a lot more cylindrical than my braids were. And so that's one of the major differences. I know that for me, the slow transformation was a plus because I had never had locks, didn't know a lot about locks, and was a little nervous about how much I would like the locks. And so the fact that the braids transformed so slowly gave me all the time that I needed to adjust. And it also gave my husband the time to adjust, and my family around me the time to adjust to me having locks. But this time around, I had the locks, we all love the locks, and so we're just ready to get the party started. So, you know, I don't feel like I needed that as a plus this time around. But, and you know, I have gray hair, you guys. This is like a little patch of gray hair. So, I don't know. I don't know what this set of locks will hold for me. It's possible that I will think about coloring my hair at some point, but I don't know. I'm pretty anti taking a whole lot of risk of damaging my hair. And so, but I've seen some beautiful color. So I don't know. I'm changing, you guys, as I get older. And the thought of coloring my hair is interesting to me now. I was literally editing this video when I realized that I did not talk about my parts, my grid pattern that I have for my locks. And that was something significant that I noticed this month, because as my hair began to bud, and I'm not saying that all your buds will be the same size, but it became more and more obvious to me that my parts are really not the same. Now, I purposefully have like a side part on either side of my head, and along those parts, I did purposefully make my locks just slightly smaller than they are all over my head to give the illusion that my locks are smaller than they are. Kind of like what I always do when I do box braids and twists anyway. I also want the area along my part to look fuller also, and I have fine hair. And so that's a trick that I like to use. But I noticed that even with all that sectioning into different parts, so that I was only working with small sections of hair at a time, and the thought was that I'd be able to really do an even job by doing that, I noticed that my locks are really uneven. And that's not a huge problem for me because I semi-freeform and I don't do styles where my scalp is really exposed a lot. But if that's something that's important to you and you're watching these videos in order to make decisions about what you're going to do with your locks, if you can afford it, I highly recommend getting a professional to install your locks for you, to give you the grid, the even, perfect grid. So that's it. Leave your comments down below if you have any questions about the process or anything like that. Hope that helps somebody. And it is like watching paint dry, you guys. And if you are feeling impatient, can't wait for your hair to lock, I highly recommend covering it up so that you're not so focused on waiting for the changes to happen. Be blessed.